Welcome to Hermit Woods, where there's a story in every bottle.
All right. Hey, Ken, what are you doing out here in Laconia? Look at that. That's the Colonial Theater. Yeah. And right next door, check this place out. Look at this. What do we got? We got
Nirvana posters.
Defiant Records and craft beer.
Let's check this out.
Awesome. Let's go. Yeah. Well, you know what? We don't have any beer in our hands. We better get in here.
Hello and welcome.
Hey.
Come to the right place.
Awesome. Hello. We're a little parched. We've been out walking around in the cold without a beer. So
well, you found some, so here you go.
Awesome.
So welcome to Defiant.
Thank you. And you are?
My name's Kristin. I am part owner, and this is Mike.
And Mike. Excellent. Kristin and Mike, we're so happy to be here today. We set this up with you about a month ago, yes. And we're so excited to get here. It's taken a whole month to get to this day, so here we are finally. So I'm excited to talk about what you got going on here, and I'm glad to participate here for the first time. Before I sit down and we get into the conversation, I'm just going to walk around a little bit to show people what it looks like here. So
take a look around.
You got a wide selection of records. You got new and used, new and used records. So people can buy records. Can they choose one to play?
Yeah, we have a listening station right over around the corner.
Where is that? Right over here?
Right over here to the left of that wall.
So if somebody comes in, they want to spin a record or two, they can sit down here and got some headphones. That's really cool. And have a beer while they're doing it.
Exactly.
And then you got some CDs too.
Yeah, some cassettes.
Awesome.
CDs.
And then on this side of the room.
This is where the magic happens.
Yeah, and I see it's where the beer is poured.
This is where the beer is poured.
Excellent. And so tell us a little bit about what you got on draft today.
So we offer rotating New England-based craft beers. So today our lineup, we have some Vermont lineups, Maine, New Hampshire. We have some Blaze in Burlington. 603 here in New Hampshire, also Moat Mountain and Woodstock and Kettlehead right down the street, who we love. We have some Lawsons from Vermont. They're always a big hit. Some hard seltzers, hard ciders, and yeah. And then we have root beer on draft from Captain Eli's, which is actually Shipyard out of Maine also. So that's what we have right now. And again, it's constantly changing. It's always rotating. So once one kicks, another one goes on, and you kind of stick to New England. And we also have canned wines from down the street. I don't know, Hermit Woods. They offer wines. Yep. So we have
That's us.
we have cans of beer. So yes.
That's great. We're living in good times.
We are living in good times.
So many great choices for craft beverages these days.
Yeah.
We what do we have in New Hampshire? I think there's over 100 breweries just in New Hampshire alone right now.
And they're really good.
And there's 20 in the chute.
Really?
Yeah.
See, you're telling me something I didn't even know. Yeah. So, yeah, the selection is awesome. Like whenever somebody comes out with a new beer at the breweries, the local breweries, I get excited because it's usually amazing. So it's fun.
That's great. Well, let's get seated over here, and then we could talk a little easier, and I can put this camera down. And have a beer. Really, that's the main goal anyway. So hi, Marika.
I've been here. I've been waiting for it.
Yeah, well, no, you've been
Yeah,
running the show actually. So excellent. Why don't we switch cameras?
Switch over to here. Yes, everybody's looking great.
Awesome. So we're at this camera now?
Up here?
Why don't you start? Share what you're drinking.
Yeah. What are you drinking, Ken?
I have a Pilsner that just got put on draft.
Yes.
Right? And where's it from again?
This is Liar's Bench. It's no dice Pilsner, which is actually what
Yeah,
I'm
very
drinking.
nice.
Me
Yeah.
too. I have the same one.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
It's a good, crisp, clean
Mm.
Pilsner.
And I'm drinking a Mountain IPA, right?
You are. Scotty's IPA.
Scotty's IPA. I've
Yeah.
had that before. It's always delicious.
Yes, so that's a good one.
Cheers.
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 Cheers. Yeah.
Cheers. I think, America, you have the 603.
It's got a sour
I've got a
there, right?
sour.
Yes.
It's a sour.
It's a really
This
good
The
sour, too.
603 E09 Dream Machine.
Yes.
Good, nice raspberry-esque. It's good fruity sour.
And on the table, we have some food. So you guys have food here. So if people come in to have a beer and listen to music, they can also have some food. What kind of
Yes.
things do you have on your menu?
Really, it's just pub grub. We have big soft pretzels with beer cheese and honey mustard. We have tater tots with chipotle mayonnaise. That's what we have out right now. But we always have like a tot of the week. So we have like poutine tots or chili cheese tots, or we always try to create something good with the tots. We have pizzas that we get from Sal's down the street.
Oh.
So they come and deliver every couple of
Mm.
days, and we do some pizza specials. Just basic, pub food, just something salty that goes good with beer,
With beer.
really. Yeah. Spinach and artichoke dip.
So how long have you guys been open?
We open at the end of August, so almost 6 months.
So I remember seeing it on Facebook. It pops up that there's going to be this record shop beer place. I had no idea what to expect. And then I watched it sort of unfold, wondering where you were going with this. Is this something you created, or have you been to a record shop that sold beer and food before?
No,
No, it just was an idea.
we
Go ahead.
sorry. We just kind of combine our two loves. Like Mike is a record guy. He loves collecting them, going through them, bringing them back to life. We both like beer a lot. And we love music. We travel to festivals all the time. So we were just kind of thinking, what do we like to do? We like music and we like beer.
Yep. We always have ideas. We travel a lot. We've been to some cool places, cool bars in different states, and we always find ourselves saying, I wish we had something like this back home. Like, this is so cool. And we've done that for years. And finally, one day, we just came up with this idea as like a kind of like a cute little thing to try. And then we did it. And it's been like even bigger and better than we expected. Because most people thought like you, they're like, what is that? Like, what is that going to be? And we were like, we're just going to build it and show you. And then we did, and it worked out.
And here we are.
We'll figure it out.
It's such a cool concept. I mean, bookstores started adding in a place where you could get coffee or pastries or something like that. And you go and hang out
Yes.
and read or peruse different magazines or whatever and have a little something to eat. But I mean, I love going in and just flipping through vinyl. It's just great. Listening to whatever's playing, and
Mhm.
but to have the opportunity to have a beer and something to eat also in the same space.
Right.
Just what a great combination.
I can't wait to come in and sit in that little listening station of yours and come through some of your albums.
It's
Yeah.
fun.
That's
Yeah.
gonna be
It's
that's
fun
gonna be
for it to
fun.
watch.
someday. Yeah. So I don't know for sure. You're going to tell me, but if I was to guess after watching your social media roll out for the last 6 months,
Yep.
I'm guessing you're doing pretty well here. That you
We
found a good
are.
audience, and
Yeah. We're having a blast. I think it's actually better than we could ever imagine. It's kind of turning into like a local spot where local people come. It's super family friendly. So we have people bring their kids here all the time.
That's how you have games and stuff.
Yeah.
So people come
Yeah.
have a beer and play some cards. And
Yep.
stuff.
Yeah. That's been like one of the best things, is just kind of seeing like families come here and just hang out. And we have somebody who comes in and says, my kids say, Dad, I think you need a beer. And he's thinking like in the refrigerator. And they're like, no, we need to go to Defiant so we can play games and get pretzels. And so it's awesome. I love that. Like, the community has definitely been extremely welcoming. super nice. Yeah. And it's way better than I envisioned it
It's a
being.
great add to what's been happening in Laconia over the past 5-8 years. And now with the theater being redone, coffee and local eatery, and there's just a bunch of things that have happened in this town that have really started to bring it together.
Yeah.
And create that snowball.
I totally
Keep
agree.
attracting
How
people and-
much influence did, if any, did the Colonial Theater getting made over have for you to choose this spot and end up putting your business here in August?
A lot.
It did. Yeah, it definitely had a lot of influence. I don't think I realized how much it did until we really started digging into this and realizing I fell in love with the space when I walked in, and I just think the Colonial was a good addition to it. I really think, honestly, Wayfair, what they did and seeing what they could do with Laconia, I think that had a lot of influence too, just seeing the kind of people that, came out when they were there. Some people I've never seen before. I didn't realize, we had these people in this town, and I was like, it was amazing. So I think that was a huge factor too.
It was fun. I remember when we looked at the space almost a year ago, this space had been just like vacant for so long, and it was used as like a place where they just threw stuff to keep it out of the theater, and it was just a disaster. And they were two separate spaces too. And we walked in, and I'm just like, this is awful. Like the ceilings were just peeling paint. It was just not pretty. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, no way. And I looked at her, and she goes, this is the place. Like this is, and I'm like, really?
We found our home.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she's the one with the vision. And I'm like, she's like, I want this space. And I was like, okay. She was right.
It's beautiful now.
You've done a great
Cool.
job.
Yeah, you guys have really made this really cool.
It was
And-
a painful process, but we're
Oh,
here.
I can imagine.
There were
We can
tears.
imagine because there's a lot of likeness to you, to hearing you tell your story about having a passion, sharing passions together, and pursuing them is how you came to be here, and that's exactly how Hermit Woods came to be. Ken and I and Chuck, our third partner, who couldn't be with us
You like
today.
drinking beer.
Yeah, we got to know each other through drinking beer and mountain biking, and started spending a lot of time together drinking beer and riding mountain bikes,
Yep.
and learned that we had a passion for beverages, craft beverages of all types,
Yeah.
and that led to a hobby of crafting wine and other craft beverages along the way. Mostly with Ken, he's our scientist and real crafter here. Ken and I just drink and keep the kegs empty, so he has something else to put the beer in when he
You have to
finishes
make sure
making
it's okay
We do,
for the
yeah.
public.
That's what they do.
It's an
Right.
important job. But no, so it led us down this path, and one day we sort of said the same thing. We're having a great time, and maybe we could turn this into something real, something
Yeah.
commercial, and
We can do every day.
have a great time every day
Yep.
doing what we love. And we always say, we started a winery because we really love to drink wine. We started a deli in our winery because we like to drink beer and eat great food.
Right.
And the deli allowed us to get a beer license. So we had beer and wine and great food,
There was
and
one
now-
thing missing.
music. So we're
Yes.
right on the same path. So we just finished our third floor, which is going to become a listening room.
I saw that. It looks awesome.
Thank you. So that was the other piece. We didn't have the music yet, and you nailed that right out of the gate. But we're going to soon have a listening room, and we're going to have live shows at our place. So we have movie nights now. So we do what you love,
Right.
and why go somewhere else for it when you can bring it right to
Right.
yourself?
Right.
That's really exciting. Yeah. I'm excited for you guys. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So are you guys from this area originally?
I'm from the Lakes region. I grew up in Franklin, and then, so I've just been in this area my whole life.
I spent all my school years in Pennsylvania, and then moved to Maine when I was about 19, and then moved to New Hampshire when I was 30-ish. And I've been here almost 20 years.
Now, do you mind if I share your other role?
I'm an insurance agent.
So I wanted to share that because I have been doing business with your company for 25 years. And this is the first time we've met.
I appreciate you very much.
Yeah, no, and I have appreciated you. My wife and I both have our auto policies through you, and I deal with your office continually. Because I put my car away every year, I have to change the status of my insurance. So it's not continually because I'm always getting into accidents. So you don't have to worry about
I
that.
would know you.
Yeah.
I would know
He's got
more.
all the records.
Yeah, I'm sure. So I think it's funny that it took 25 years of doing business with you for me to meet you here in a place with beer and records.
Right.
It's totally
Beer
awesome.
brings people together.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. So.
Hey, Marika, normally we do a little intro thing that we check in with people. Are there
Got
some
you.
folks
All
on
the
tonight?
regulars are on. Of course, we've got Kristin has joined us. Matt has joined us. I assume with Lynn as well. Priscilla has joined us from Siesta Key.
Woo.
Oh, wow, nice.
Carolyn is on, and Janice is on, and Gary.
Excellent.
So a lot of our regulars and a few others, I'm sure that haven't made themselves known, but a lot of the regulars. And I'm extending the invitation that if anybody has particular questions that they want to ask, that they can
Right.
send them in and I'll share.
Yes, I didn't start the broadcast out that way. A little different starting the broadcast on the sidewalks of Laconia. So
Without a drink.
without a beer, so I was a little disorientated. But please, if
hands.
you are watching us today, chime in, ask any questions you like. Marika will be monitoring questions. So if you have questions, we'll get them answered if we can. And even if you don't have a question, just let us know. Make a comment or introduce yourself on the comment section so that we know you're watching. And if you have questions that we can't answer during the broadcast, as always, we will answer them at the end. And lastly, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel or our Facebook channel, please do. And please like the broadcast and share it with friends if you think you have some friends who would appreciate the topic of beer and records.
Yes.
So,
I've got to get down here. and get
So
some
are
espresso.
either
Yeah, I think so.
musicians as well? Do you play in bands? Do you
No.
things?
No,
Mike plays a mean air guitar, but
I'm a great singer as well,
yeah.
but we're just huge fans.
Yeah.
Really.
We go to a lot of festivals, a lot of shows. We travel a lot for music.
Okay, for
And
music, yeah.
yeah.
We discovered one day last year that I grew up watching the movie High Fidelity.
Yep.
The John Cusack
Oh, yeah.
movie.
Oh, yeah.
And she grew up watching Empire Records.
Yep.
And we kind of laughed, and she watched High Fidelity and I watched Empire Records. And that kind of was sort of the beginning because we were like, I used to love that movie as a kid. I always wanted to work at a record store. And she said, and we were like, yeah, me too. And that was one of the catalysts to this whole thing.
So how does it work with the vinyl? How do you guys move it through, change it up, and all that sort of? I still have a big collection. I'm way into vinyl.
It's coming back. It's
all
making a
this stuff.
comeback.
So I
Yeah.
on a personal question, how does it work here? How do we
Well-
get involved if I've got a bunch of albums that I don't listen to anymore that might be worth something to trade in for albums that I want to have but I don't have? I saw a new Wilco album in there that I don't have. That I don't have. So just off the bat, if I had like an old Kiss album that's the same, that's great condition, maybe we can swap, or how's it working?
Yeah, we do that. I hunt a couple days a week. I leave open just for hunting, and sometimes people call here and they're like, "Hey, like you're saying, like I have these records that I've had forever, and I'm looking to sell them." And I'll go look at them. I drive all over New Hampshire. I have an ad on Craigslist that's always running that people will call me. We are just always, our website says, we buy records. So it was harder before we had the shop because I was just kind of trying to get leads on my own. Since we opened, it's a little easier because some people will seek us out and say, hey, do you buy records or trade or whatever?
Right.
So that's nice. And sometimes people will walk in with a box, just cold, just be like, hey, and I'll look at them and we make a deal. But mostly I'll drive around and visit leads and check them out and buy entire collections usually from people. That's pretty much how it works.
what kind of standards do you have to set when someone coming in with a box of records? If I showed you the box of records I had when I was a kid, probably thinking you wouldn't want them.
Yeah.
So how do you know whether the record's going to be in good enough condition to turn
That's
it
why I
around?
have to see them, and I'll really pick through them carefully. Most of what we have is all rock or hard rock, so I favor that, but we also have country and jazz, and so a lot of people say, I don't know what I have. I haven't looked at it in years. If you want to come take a look, so I will usually go. And if there's anything even near the rock genre or jazz or some country, blues, and heavy metal is like the holy grail. But and I just look at them, and if they're in good enough shape, I will usually make an offer.
Is it both the combination of the sleeve and the integrity of the grooves?
Yes, both. Yeah, and if they're both really good, that's great. Okay. And if sometimes I'll want something because it's a really good artist and title, and it's in not so good condition, I'll probably buy it anyway, but I'll just mark it down and sell it at a lower price. Because some people really care about that, and some people don't care at all. If it plays, they're happy. They don't care about the jacket. So if the price is reflective of that, I try to have a little bit for everybody's desires.
So is there like a grading system in the industry? So that grading the record, grading the cover in terms of quality?
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. And that's goes into the pricing too.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the range for used, not so popular band to maybe a really sought after group with grade A condition on the record? What are the range of prices?
We have a dollar bin, so there's that. There's a dollar. But probably on the wall there is our wall of fame, which is the more expensive used items. I think I have some on the wall that are as high as $175, and they can go up from there.
Sure.
But I don't have any. But like a really good shape first issue Doors record from the 70s or something, or anything that's in that age that usually is all chewed up. If you find a really clean one, that's gonna bring people who pay for that because it's rare.
I think I remember when eBay first came out, Ken, I was just getting to know Ken, and he told me that he had a rock shirt, a T-shirt that was all shredded.
I had an old Yes T-shirt from a concert I went and saw in LA in the 70s or something.
Yep.
And there was a little bit of a coffee stain or something on it, but I took a picture of it, put it up for $1 to see where it would go, and I forget it sold for.
You got over $100.
Over $100.
It's
for some guy
insane.
who was going to a Yes concert and he wanted to be wearing an old shirt like he had been there before.
Oh,
Okay.
he's like 14.
And I had a bunch of vinyl. I lived in New York City for a couple of years, and so I used to go down and buy records. And so I had a lot of stuff that I'd collected. And when eBay came out, I started putting some of this stuff up there. And I had some heavyweight 80-gram blah, blah, blah thing, early Cat Stevens or something. And that went for a couple $100 from some guy in Japan. He sent me $200 in cash in an envelope.
Oh,
Wow.
That's the beauty
so
of the internet.
And
That's brave.
it was early 90s when this was all.
oh.
Well, they didn't have PayPal back then.
There's no PayPal.
He's trusting. Holy crap. Yeah.
This guy's just sending $200
Hoping.
to Laconia. I lived in Laconia, New Hampshire.
He doesn't
And
know
I was
what
like,
that is.
okay. And so I'm like, I want to wrap it up and send it over the ocean to him.
Wow.
That's awesome. That's a
Yeah.
great story.
So you got here through insurance. What did you do before you?
I worked for Mike for 15 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I sold insurance, and God bless him, but I was all done with it. I was like, I can't do this anymore. So I just was like,
She left me.
I did. I left him. I really struggled trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Like, I was like, I tried working for other people, and I was like, I know I need to work for myself. I just don't know what I do. So want to do. So I was like, what is my passion? Like I said, and I knew that's what it was. And I was like, I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to give it a shot. We thought of it as on a much smaller scale. Like initially, when we looked at these units, these are actually 2 units. So when he said like, this is it, it was actually that 1 unit. And I was like, yeah, we can fit it all in here. It'll just be like a little bit of craft beer. And I never imagined like what it was actually going to be. And then we talked about the 2 units, and I was like, that's probably way too big for what I need. And then sure enough, like, I don't know, 2 weeks into it, there was like, Get the Lead Out show over there, and we had live music, and it was just insane here. Like I can't even imagine now having one
Shoulder
unit.
to shoulder, right?
Yeah, it was like a line out the door. The windows were fogging up because there's so much hot breath in here. Like it was insane. And I was like, God, I was so grateful that we did both units because it blew up to be so much more than I imagined in a good way.
Well, when there's shows at the Colonial,
Yeah.
I mean, where else would you want to be?
I know.
Before or after the show.
So honestly, I want to put this out here on record because I know the after shows have been a sore subject to some people. Initially, I intended on staying open late for show nights, but we found when we stay open late and people have had some drinks in them, they ruin our records and also our bathroom floor. So I was like, it's hard. It's not just a bar. It's also a record store. So I decided, I think we're better for the pregame. You know, we'd love to have people here, but the late night crowd, God bless you guys, it gets a little rowdy and it's hard when you have merchandise. Like we had people spill beer in the crates and it ruins records and it gets a little rougher. So I kind of scaled back on that. And I know it bummed some people out, but it's definitely a unique concept that we really weren't sure.
we have the same issues. When we opened our third floor, it was all of a sudden this event space in downtown Meredith, and we started getting calls for wedding parties that wanted after party parties.
Yep.
And we've just said no.
It's hard.
We just don't want that. You know, we've spent a lot of time and energy and love and care making that space what we want it to be.
Yep.
And that's not what we want. That's not why we created it.
Right.
It's for other reasons.
I we love being the pregame place. We love it, but
I think that's smart. I mean, you're carving a new path. You're creating a new environment.
Yeah.
You have two different things that are put together, and you know, like a big bookstore that sells stuff wouldn't want a whole bunch of people coming in and wow, look at this.
Right, with beer hanging over. Yeah.
Spilling stuff. It's like, wait a minute. No,
we know it's not on purpose, but yeah, it's a lot. You know, it's a lot of inventory, and when the second beer spills in a crate, it's all over. I mean that's so yes, we that is definitely something I know people are like really do want, and it's just right now it's too hard to do that.
Maybe somebody in the block, you know, there's still some vacant spaces.
Exactly.
So everybody out there, you got an idea for an after party?
After party, yes.
2 doors
We'll
down.
be there. We'll go. But yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly.
There's room in town for that.
There's
for sure.
definitely room in town, and we would love it.
There must be other places that stay open.
There is.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Granite State Music Hall, yeah.
I live a 5 to 10 minute walk down the road that way, and we don't actually walk downtown to go out nearly as often as we should. And unless I move for an evening walk, we were thinking about that and wondering, you know, what bars are walkable that we could.
Yeah.
to hang out at.
It breaks our heart because we would love to have people. It does, but it's just.
Even early evening, you know.
So what are your hours here?
So right now,
It should be noted that officially you are closed.
we're closed right
That's why
now.
there's nobody else here.
It's so nice. So our hours are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We're here 11:30 to 8, and then Friday and Saturday 11:30 to 9.
That's plenty late for me. Yeah.
I mean, we're getting old. We really were like, okay, we were trying to combine like record store hours and brewery hours. You know what I mean? So we opened up a little earlier. So yeah, and there are some nights we do stay open a little bit later. Like we had like a Thanksgiving Eve party because that's the biggest drinking day of the year. So we stayed open late for that. But as of right now, we close at 9, and maybe in the summer we'll revisit that a little bit. But that's
you
it.
haven't gone through a full spring summer
No.
Memorial Day.
You haven't really been through summer
No. And I'm super excited, but like I said,
yet. And the full-on theater this coming summer they're lining up shows all summer long.
we're really excited for that. We're super pumped for that.
So are you a little concerned about this cramping your style of going to see shows?
No, because I have the manager here, her name's Kayla. She's absolutely amazing. She knows more about business than I do. She's the best. She's my right-hand girl. Yeah, and she runs it. She really, without her, I couldn't do it. So she's the general manager here. She's the event coordinator. We have a Marika.
Yeah, I've met Kayla. I've come in a couple times when she's been working hard. She is fabulous.
She's amazing. Yeah, so she does everything.
So no, I'm not. To answer your question, she's
Good.
We have good.
she's got more control than I do. When I'm like, Kayla, can you help me do this? So no, I'm not worried. I leave all my trust and faith in her. She's amazing.
That's great.
Yeah.
How's the rest of the community been? The other businesses in the area as you come on board?
Almost all of them. We have a couple who aren't loving it, but almost all of them are super welcoming. They're frequent shoppers and visitors, and they've become like part of family. Honestly, there's been so many people that have just like, it amazes me. It just amazes me like the support we have from our like local.
It was also, I found interesting timing, and I'm quite certain that you didn't have anything to do with this, but Green Laws has been around for, I don't know, 30 years
Yes.
or more, and recently they decided to toss in the towel and move on to different things. And I assume that's great news for you on one level because they used to be a record store. But
no, it's not. We they were very welcoming too. I think they were ready. They thought there was some health issues. I think that was just time, for them.
Yeah.
But
They just
no,
retired.
we totally like. We were excited to be working side by side with them. They're
I
the
think
godfather of it all.
You had some
Support one
synergy.
another because there's some
Absolutely.
differences and some overlap.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
You know,
100%.
They're going for the musical instruments and the
Right.
rest of it, and you guys have got a place to come have a beer.
And we would send people to them all the time. They'd be like, do you have this? Do you have that? We're like, go to Green Laws, go to Green Laws. Like we bow down to them. They were the grandfather of Downtown Laconia, especially this kind. And it was actually very sad to see him go, but
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that because we talk about that a lot. You know, we do our best on our little main street in Meredith to do, when we see new businesses come in, we want to do everything we can to support them and help them succeed. And we joke all the time, you know, people ask us, what if another winery moves in? Awesome. How can we
it's
help?
a destination, right?
Yeah.
Then
Bring it on.
Wine tasting
Right.
in Meredith, the top
Yeah.
winery, brewery.
Yep.
and-
Yeah.
It becomes anything to make this place a destination. I think there's so much potential. And again, Wayfair they just announced that they're doing the Coffee Fest, which we're super excited for. That was in the paper last week.
They used to do that and they stopped for a
Yeah.
couple of years through
Yeah.
COVID, but they're going to do
What
it again.
what is the coffee fest?
It was such a short thing in the paper. It doesn't say much. I know Karen's working hard to get everything. Karen and Ben and are there to get it all like out. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I know it's going, whatever it is, it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. I'm so excited. And we'll have beer here so people can drink beer when they have their coffee and they can drink beer and then go get coffee to sober up. Yeah, it will be good. Yeah. Yep.
That reminds me, we need to go have a show at the coffee shop.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
I don't know, I didn't think of that before.
Oh yeah, they'll be great hosts.
Yeah, we've been following them from the beginning. They carry our products as well at their shop. So, and
Right. Yeah.
they, you know, with Burrito Me, and so we've been, and the local eatery is a favorite spot of
Yep.
ours. So it's great. the
They do an
things that
awesome
they're
job.
doing.
Yeah.
I've heard some credit them for some of the turnaround that Downtown Laconia has experienced.
I
Them-
credit them for us going into it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Them and Kevin Halligan, when he opened
Yep.
local eatery,
We
he
love
started that
Kevin.
trend.
That vision.
And he had provisions down here and worked closely with Burrito Me. And
Yep.
so that was all sort of the beginnings of Laconia starting to
Absolutely.
shake
They
up.
were pioneers for sure.
Yeah, they were definitely pioneers, and they're a huge support. That whole the Bassett's and the Bullerwells, they're all awesome. So they're great. Yeah, we love it here.
That's great.
Yep,
And it's good that you're only 15 minutes from us.
exactly. As a matter of fact, so Kayla, who I'm talking about, our manager, she's doing this dry January, which I never knew it was a thing.
I just heard someone else talk about
and then
that.
there's
What is
sober
that about?
October. It's
Sandy does it every.
oh,
Right.
it needs to stop. But
What are you doing?
her birthday is the very beginning of February, so we plan on coming to Hermit Woods because we haven't been there. So we're gonna take her. I don't know if it's a surprise too. So if she's watching, this might be a surprise. I don't know. It
Happy
might.
birthday.
So we're going to. We're very excited to go visit Hermit Woods and have some wine. Yeah,
When do you, what day?
it's going to be the first Sunday. Her birthday is February 3rd, and then we're gonna go. Are you open Sundays?
We are.
Okay. I was like,
And Rika will be there. So
okay, so yes,
you
we
need
will
anything
be there.
special to happen, just
Yeah.
so let
I'll
Rika
reach out.
know.
She's
I think we've got a birthday sign.
oh, see, there you go.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
reach out.
We'd
Yeah,
love to do stuff
yeah,
like that.
for sure. We
Yes,
so we're
and
excited
that's,
to check you out.
That's Pond Hockey weekend.
Oh, is it really?
That's Pond Hockey.
Yes.
Oh, I did not know that. See, we'll do something
First weekend of
fun.
February, so that'll be great. You
It will
you
be
can
great.
Take a walk down on the
Yeah,
ice
walk
and
out
see
on the
what's
ice.
going on. down
Yeah.
there. Have you ever been to that event?
No, I haven't.
There's like 30 rinks.
Yeah.
There's
And a
like
lot of beer.
300
There's a lot
hockey
of beer on that
players.
ice.
Sounds like it's it's our place, except it's outside. But yeah,
Well,
we're excited.
lots
I know.
Lots of layers.
I'm a wuss. I know.
Lots of layers and lots of beer.
And
Yes,
then, yeah,
Yes.
you can
it fixes it.
We'll be having, I think on Saturday during the day, probably not both days, but Saturday we'll have grilled brats out on the deck, and then we've got some local breweries coming to give samples.
Ooh, okay.
today.
I'm very excited for
Do
this.
you have anybody nailed down for sure yet?
We have 3 mostly commitments. I don't want to
Okay.
release just in case they bail on us, but I
You got a
think,
couple commitments.
I think, yeah, most likely we've got probably Kettlehead, Twin Barns, and Concord Craft.
Those are some of my favorites. So
Yeah.
that's
Probably
awesome.
Both for Pond Hockey Weekend and Ice Fishing Derby the next weekend. All 3 of them are, as they were all interested, they all want to be here. A couple were a little worried about if they had the staff for it, but
Right.
they plan on being.
It's a challenge.
Yeah,
Especially because someone like Twin Barns, it's going to be a really busy weekend for them
Yeah.
as well at the Hills. So,
Right.
but they'll probably be there and they'll have all their beer available too.
So when we started carrying beer in the deli, which was about 4 years ago when we got our restaurant license,
Yep.
we made a commitment to only carry small craft New Hampshire brewers.
Yep.
Brewers. And I like the fact that you're New England because there's a lot of great New England beers. And
Yeah.
sometimes I regret that
I know,
policy
yeah, I'm
at
looking
the winery.
list some weeks, and I'm like,
Well, that may
we-
change,
oh,
Bob.
man.
It could.
May
We
change.
do have control over it. But it is,
But there's a lot of great New Hampshire stuff.
there's a lot of
There
great,
is.
there's with 100 breweries, if we can't find some great beer that we could
Yeah.
sell at our
Yeah.
winery for that.
You never.
We got to
Them
get
all.
Candia Road, Marika. We were there.
Oh,
yesterday
yes.
and
Okay, look.
had a
Have you guys been to
No.
Candy Road?
no,
No.
no,
Down in
good
Manchester?
place.
That's what-
Super cool.
no.
Great beer.
Where?
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Manchester.
Manchester keeps popping up these breweries. I had no
This is a
idea they
little-
had.
It's,
It's
a little
tiny. It's
house
like the
right
size of-
on
Those are
Country
perfect
Road.
though. It's a house?
Yeah, it's an
Oh.
old house. There's a fireplace with wood burning.
Right on the
Oh, I
main,
love
on
that.
the main drag.
Really?
It's right on the main drag. It's just across from a Wendy's and a
Yeah. It's so bizarre.
crazy place.
Oh, that's
You
so
walk in
cool.
and they make great beer. It's super hip. They got it's all stickered up. And everybody's hanging
Oh,
out.
we got to check it
I
out.
was realizing, I think when I'm going around visiting breweries, you should be doing this, Bob. I know you go just about every week doing research. At breweries
Research.
and
Yeah, that's fun.
Yes, we did. What do we
Go
do?
check it out.
I feel like I always gotta have a stack of Hermit Woods stickers in my pocket because you go to these places and
Every,
something
that's
say, like,
everywhere we
feel free to
went
put a sticker,
Sunday.
just
We
don't
went
take
to
anything
4
down.
breweries, and I'm like, Bob, we need
We need
stickers.
Yeah, so
Stick stickers.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my next mission.
I'm
Yes.
Stacked all over.
I'm
Snail
sort of
trails everywhere.
Just outside of the when stickering became popular, I guess. I don't think about it, but it's true. I mean, I see it all the time, but I never think about stickers. But it's a thing, and everybody comes into the wine. We give them away,
Yeah.
and everybody comes in the wine and say, "You can have them."
Most places.
Most
you pay
places
a
they're
buck.
like
yeah.
$2 for a little tiny thing.
Yeah.
We sell ours, so I'm like, oh.
No, that's the
So
standard.
we-
No,
Yeah.
it is. But we've been giving them away for 10 years, and I just
people love
hate to-
stickers. Yeah.
I hate to break the trend. We've been
Yeah.
doing it for 10 years. It's work.
Yep.
People love them.
They
And-
pop up in funny places. Sometimes,
Yeah.
I'll be driving, halfway across the state and I'll be next to a car and I'll see a Hermit Woods sticker.
Yeah.
Yes.
I showed this one to you, Bob. I was browsing Zillow and I came across a house. I think it was in Guilford.
He said it to me.
I think it was
I
a
saw
house in
it.
Guilford. It's a beautiful picture of the kitchen, very clean kitchen, but there on the trash can at the end of the kitchen island is a big Hermit Woods sticker.
Oh,
Oh, great.
free advertisement. That's awesome.
So our dream with the snail,
Yep.
that sticker that we have, when we started out, I had paid attention to the Black Dog. Do you know the Black Dog?
No.
So the Black Dog is a famous, very famous pub on Martha's Vineyard.
Okay.
I think I've seen the
And-
logo.
It's a silhouette of a.
Well, almost everybody knows it, even if you don't know the story,
Yeah.
because the Black Dog now has in most malls. There's a Black Dog clothing store.
I feel like I have seen that though. I didn't realize
It's
it was
just
a brewery.
seated Black Dog. It's a pub. It's not a brewery.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, they've been around for 35, 40 years.
Wow.
And I've seen the Black Dog almost everywhere I've traveled in my life. I mean,
Really?
everywhere, all over the world, I see people wearing the black dog. And in most cases now, they don't even say what it is. They just show the dog.
Yeah.
That's because there's enough recognition of this.
Yeah.
And
It's
so
like
anyway.
like a Nike swoosh.
yeah, it's like
Right,
a Nike
right.
switch. This is the black dog. And so I always joke that the orange snail is going to be the new
The black dog. Okay.
So orange is the new black.
I love it.
That show was
Yes.
playing early on when we were there, so we were like, "Orange is
That's
the new black."
perfect. Yes.
Some guy came in the winery one day with a black dog sweatshirt on, and I went up to him with a sticker all ready to go, and I said, "Can I put a snail on that?" He had a great fun with it. So we
That's
had a
awesome.
social media post of him with his snail over the black dog.
No, that's perfect. Awesome.
So, what have in the 6 months you've been open? What are some milestones or particular things that happened that were surprising to you, or some special occasion in the last 6 months that stands out? It's like, wow, that was really cool.
Oh, the governor came in.
Oh
here.
yeah. So Nunu was here.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
He was here because of the ribbon cutting ceremony over there. So, but he did come in
But he
here.
came in,
He
yeah.
did. Yeah.
You buy any albums?
He bought a
No.
beer.
Yeah, he bought a beer.
Yep. That was fun.
That's
Yeah.
great.
I can't.
We have live music every Friday, and we just recently started open mic night for comedians every Wednesday.
Oh,
So-
yeah, I saw that post this morning. I was
There you go. There's a
Yeah.
place to walk on.
It was-
Wednesday nights.
This-
So Wednesday.
You're off.
Yeah, Wednesday.
I
So this will be our third week. We've done it. The first week was like a little rough, and then last week was a little was better. There was people that two guys came from Massachusetts, and one guy here did it, and they were actually really good, and it was a fun night. There was a lot of people here.
Where do you set it up? How do you-
So
do you arrange stuff?
we always around the corner we put them in front of. We have the mic in front of like one of the windows. Same with we usually have the solo performers.
I got the biggest kick when I saw Colin Hart.
Yes,
who's
he's awesome.
Yeah, he's great. He's from our neck of the woods. One of these days he's gonna play at Hermit Woods.
He's
in our
really
garden.
good.
We have
Yeah,
a beer and wine garden in the summer.
that's awesome.
He was scheduled to play there, but it rained. We got rained out. But
Every Sunday.
every Sunday it rained. It was
Oh,
brutal.
July.
Fun.
Oh, yeah.
July.
Yeah,
Oh,
all
yeah.
summer. It rained every Sunday in the summer for
What a pain.
some period of time. But I saw your post, and Colin is sitting in the window.
Yes.
He's a window display, and he's playing his music. It was really cool.
Yep. Until we started decorating the windows, that's where they were going, but now they kind of go in front of the windows in that unit. So we can't really have like bands, but we have solo artists, and it's fun. We have fun with that. We've been doing yoga mosas too, which is like
I saw you
every
did
couple
that.
months. Yeah, we had one yesterday, and the first one again, it was a little bit. There wasn't that many, and the last two have sold out. So that's really exciting. Kayla does the yoga. She's our yoga instructor, so
Great.
she does like themed yoga classes. Like we had a Halloween edition. Yesterday was rock and flow, so it was like rock and roll music. So yeah, and people come and have a blast. Yesterday was 10 to 12, and I think
that makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Do you
It's-
get beer after it?
you get mimosas.
Mimosas.
Yeah, I mean you can get a beer too, but yeah, mimosas and just like baked
Mimosas
goods.
are a thing. I've heard of that.
PBR, I think. Yeah,
Yeah, well, definitely. Yeah, I've had Bloody Mary made with beer before, for sure.
yeah. That sounds so
Yeah,
gross, but
definitely.
was it good?
I know.
Yeah.
Really?
I've had a beer Bloody Mary.
Well, we're gonna give it a shot.
Especially with some of the beers, like some of the sours or other things, you could
Oh,
twist
yeah,
them in
sorry.
different ways.
Yeah.
Isn't normally thought
Straight
of with
mimosas are
a
excellent,
little
too.
lager or something.
Yeah.
I had a mimosa flight at the Water Street Cafe this weekend. We had 4 different types of juice. And
Oh, really?
That sounds really
it was
good.
really fun.
I think Kettlehead does that too for their
Yeah, that's
brunches,
good.
which is exciting. So
So when you come in here during the day, is there a sound system playing?
oh yeah,
Do you-
yeah.
Are you playing turntables, or you're just playing some stations, or?
We generally play just music, not off the turntable, but we have gotten the turntable. The turntable was a struggle for a while. We weren't able to. We have Sonos systems. It was a big. I don't know. We figured it out,
You
but
can put a turntable in.
we
Sonos.
now can.
Yes.
Yes.
We got
It took
there
a while.
eventually.
Yeah, but we figured it out. So we had a little Meatloaf playing the other day in honor of
In
him.
honor, yeah.
But then I turned it off. So we kind of go back and forth with the music. But yes, there's always
So you
music
don't
here.
exactly share the same music taste, or?
We do for the most part, but not 100%. I would
The
say.
playlist in here is always hard rock, even metal, nothing light
Or punk rock.
or punk. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's both of us combined, pretty much.
I would have never guessed. You know, I see you in the insurance business. You're all buttoned up and you're very serious and you take your job very seriously.
Yep.
And then I find out this about you. So, but I get it. So it's your release. You know,
It
you
is.
undo that guy.
Yep. It always has been.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So, what do you see? You're having great success. You've only been open 6 months. Where are you going to be in 5 years? You're going to need a bigger location.
I really actually do like the intimacy of it. I do like, I don't know. I can't imagine leaving this space. But I definitely welcome, it's becoming a family, like I said. So I welcome more people to be part of our family because we're definitely a space where everybody's welcome, but I do like how it is kind of more small, and I mean, we can't fit a ton of people, but we can fit 70 people. So,
Yeah.
but
That
yeah, I
was
definitely
fire.
see,
Yeah.
It is 70 people.
yeah.
That's a nice number.
but I definitely do see us continue on the same path we're on. I love everyone that we have awesome customers.
Yes.
They're amazing. And I just kind of see more growing from there, but really not straying too far from who we are or what we're doing, or not at all straying. Like, this is it. Just keep on going, I guess.
Okay, how many staff do you have?
So really,
I suppose it probably.
it's
fluctuates
yeah.
some,
So
but-
right now it's really, it's me and Kayla are really like the full-time ones. And then we have Lily, who she's like our high school bus girl, and she helps cook in the kitchen. And then we have Colleen, who's the manager at Fit Focus. She comes here on Friday nights and some Saturday nights. And then my good friend helps out on Saturday night. So we don't need a lot of staff, which is great, which is another reason why I don't want to like blow up. I mean, I do want, I don't want to like to expand. I like how we can run pretty lean, and we have some strong, and we have a girl, Emily, who actually works for Mike too. So she's here on Thursday. So it's just kind of more like per diem, for the most part, girls that are just, I can count on them to come in when I need them. And then Kayla and I.
Sure, yeah, most of the time it's probably just one person.
Yeah,
That
yep.
can run the place, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, which I kind of made that by design because I know it's really, really hard to find staff right now. So I kind of made it so I was like, we can run on 1 or 2 people and not have to worry about if one of it. We really can run on one person if we had to, and we do sometimes.
How about any ideas? You got some fun plans or things that you've thought about you'd like to try or do, or
We're
maybe not
doing
ready
like
to
a
release that?
Valentine's brunch.
Yep.
So the Sunday before Valentine's Day, we're kind of teaming up with Wayfair and Burrito Me. We're going to have like Wayfair coffee and their waffles, and we're going to have Burrito Me breakfast burritos, and we're going to have Matt the Sax play here. So we're going to do that. We'll continue with the yoga mimosas. Definitely the live music every Friday night. Definitely sticking with the open mic comedy nights.
It's fun getting those regular events.
Yeah.
Get people that come back time after time. and
Yep.
kind of
Yeah.
Tweaking it and improving it.
Exactly. And we always
Stuff like
take
that.
recommendations too. Like, people are like, you should do this. You should. I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
More popular. You
Yeah.
can always add another night.
Yeah.
Yep.
Come up with something else.
Yeah, exactly. Like a game night or something.
I gotta
don't
check
know.
out the open mic comedy.
It last week was really, really fun. It was good.
It was, because it's a total amateur vibe, and it's live, so you laugh. Like, even if it's not the funniest thing you ever heard, you laugh just because the guy's right there,
Yeah.
and he's giving you his guts and his heart. So it was awesome.
Yeah.
We've had an event or two, so that could be something we want to do more of, is like private events
Yeah.
on a Sunday or a Monday. That's pretty cool. That worked out when we did it.
Yep. Definitely. I'll get with Wayfarer for the coffee fest and see how we can help out there. But I think that's all on the horizon right now. So
I know.
we're
Ask us
always
in July.
spinning up you know,
Spinning.
yeah, your
Always
wheels are
spinning
spinning.
that
You're like,
album.
what can I do? Yeah. And then something's born. Just that you just never know. So there will be stuff.
We had a really cool opportunity come our way. We got a chance to book Justin McKinney.
Yep. I saw that on your site. Okay. Yeah.
So he's playing. I mean, Justin typically plays the Capitol Center or the Music Hall,
Yeah.
or much bigger venues, and we only for a venue like that, we only can do 60 seats.
Yep.
And so I was really pleased that he was willing to give us a try, and we sold it out in a handful of days.
That's awesome.
Really?
Yeah, that's super exciting. That's so cool.
Yeah, definitely a market for the comedy in the area.
Yeah. They're having a lot of comedy over there too. I think in March they have like Whitney's and is his name Jim Morton? I don't.
At Wayfair?
No, at the Colonial.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they have some comedians coming there.
Oh, yeah.
That would be cool to bring comedy.
I think
Like,
Justin's going to be playing the Colonial.
Yeah, Whitney. Yeah.
Houston Barnes, where somebody was raffling off tickets.
Yes.
And I definitely entered the raffle and did not win.
Oh, yeah. So I think that's exciting. We would always be too open to like signings. You know what I mean? Like if there's somebody who's playing over there, just having them come over here and do signings or whatever, albums or what. I don't really know. But
You may be with your open mic comedy night.
Yeah.
You may launch one of the next stars.
I was
And
thinking the same thing.
It's very real because I didn't know this, but I was talking to Alan Beadle of Patrick's Pub.
Yep.
He was instrumental in Justin's
Oh,
gaining
really?
traction here in New Hampshire. He started a comedy night 20 years ago
Yep.
at Patrick's Pub, and Justin was one of his early
Oh, no way.
comedians at his comedy night.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, maybe we could be.
When you get that sort of relationship, and you hope, I would think a lot of time that comedian would sort of recognize that and still maybe come back and play a smaller show at those places that they got started.
Yeah,
Sure.
And that's cool.
that is cool. Yeah,
Pretty great.
we can only hope.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have like mug clubs and things like that?
no, that is another idea we've been tossing around. I don't really know how to do
This
it,
is a new thing. It's not a brewery. It's not
Right.
a pub. It's
but we definitely
something
have.
new, but I don't.
Yeah,
people
like
those
loyalty
sorts of things.
people. Like, yeah, I would love to have a way to think like our loyal customers. I feel like the mugs just wouldn't go with
No, I mean, yeah.
I know, but I did
Come up
toss
with some
up the
other,
mugs
you
for a
know,
while and I was like, I just can't picture it. But
the Guitar Pick Club. or
Right?
the Pickle
Yes.
Club.
Yeah.
This or something.
like a VIP lanyard. I don't know, but we have such, like I said, amazing, like, I don't know, regulars. I would love to do
We were
something
down
like
at
that.
Daydreaming set up down in Derry, and he's got a distillery, a brewery, and a winery all in one little shop.
Yep.
Right next to it, he's got a really cool bar, and he's really into spirits of all types, but particularly tequilas. And he got to go down to Mexico and spend some time sampling a whole bunch of different tequilas, and he talked to one really cool craft baker and said, I want a barrel, I want a whole barrel of kind of stuff. So then he's figured out, oh, I gotta have this barrel in Derry, New Hampshire. I gotta sell all that tequila. What can I do to make this work? And so he's got this chalkboard up on the wall behind the bar. We were standing around talking. We're like, what's that? And it's like this sketch of Don Carlos, two guys with big sombreros, and a bunch of people's names, Sally and Tim and Keith, and all this stuff with little check marks next to them. He goes, oh, that's how I've been selling shots of tequila out of this barrel. There's 4,000 shots in a barrel or something
Oh
like
my
that.
God.
And so they have this little tick. Every time you buy a shot, you get a little tick up there. And when you get to 10, the bar buys everybody that's there a shot.
Really?
And then
Nice.
that's off to 10, and you start over.
It starts from, he heard this folklore, this Don Carlo tequila down in Mexico was telling this story about this one guy who would come in and he would buy, I forget how the story went, but it had something to do with, he would, on the 10th round, he would always buy a round for everybody in the bar
Nice.
on his 10th shot. If he made it to the 10th shot.
Yeah.
And
It's over time. It's not-
I don't know, but it was a whole
Maybe.
So I think that
folklore.
was one idea.
Oh,
It was a whole folklore about this character, and there was a lot of history that went into that story, and he loved the story, so he tried to recreate that story. So your first shot is full price. Your second shot, each shot
Oh, that's
becomes
right, it's less
cheaper and
expensive.
cheaper
oh.
as you go. So and then when you get to the 10th shot, it's free for everybody in the bar.
That's
And
It's a good idea.
encourages you to come back and
Yeah.
This guy is way into beer. We went down into his cellar and we're like, where are all those kegs? Just like 56 They're just stacked up, sitting down there. He goes, well, I'm aging beers. I've got a 2015 Baltic Porter, I got a 2017 Double IPA, whatever. he's got all these different things, and then he'll bring those out, and he'll do flights from the same Lawson's or something. And
Yeah.
he'll do a flight of Lawson's of different vintages
Oh,
Wow.
of beers, which is cool. I go to a pub down in Atlanta where my mom lives, and I've had old beers out of Colorado and Oregon that are just fantastic.
Really?
People are aging
Wow.
beers, which is really cool. Really
That is cool. Yeah.
So Andy does
People are
this at
doing
his
cool
at his place,
Yeah.
yeah, this happens.
and I don't know of anybody else in New Hampshire. I didn't know he did that.
I've
At
never
all.
heard of it.
But that was
I've never heard of it.
It was super
Wow.
cool. It's one of the reasons I like going to this one place in Atlanta. Is I can go through. Plus, I got a whole bunch of great European stuff. I got a bunch of Belgians that are 10 years old, sitting there.
Wow. Have you guys had aged beer before?
No.
Oh,
it's
it's
just-
No, I haven't.
It's so cool.
Really?
Yeah.
We
Oh,
got
very.
some. We got a tour of Dogfish Head 5-6 years ago,
I
and
can't believe he had it on draft, the 120-minute
I know.
IPA, which is
So we-
legal basically. It's too
Yeah,
high.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, we bought it at the brewery, but
Well, it's legal now, but it wasn't legal. When
You
we
just
bought
sold
it.
them out.
But we. I still have two.
Yeah, so you went on this tour years ago
120s.
and you got the bottles then, and he said,
Save them.
don't.
Oh,
drink
yeah.
it.
5 years.
They're too rare.
Really?
5
Have you?
years.
Wait, has it been 5 years yet?
Yeah, and
Did you do
I
it?
have 2 left, so I'm getting ready.
It was delicious.
Gotta find the
Ooh.
right
We
occasion.
cracked one
Yeah.
A couple months ago.
I don't think I have many.
Did you
left.
try one?
Yeah, I got to try it one time to open one of those.
It's nice. Beers age. They age nicely. I would
Yeah.
have never thought of it, but
Yeah.
they do.
There's certain styles, they're usually
Yeah.
the higher alcohol types.
Yep.
Age best. But, it's
And of course, people have been aging wine for
Right.
forever. So
Yeah.
It'd be hard because I think a lot of it, whatever those kegs that he had, I think most of the time beer isn't packaged in a way that's meant to age. So I suppose you probably have to think about it, be careful about
it's got to be
it's
bottles.
only the cans that aren't that
So
won't
it's
last.
regular bottles.
It's just
But
bottles.
everything else, the kegs and the bottles are fine.
Wow.
And there's a lot of that. You see a lot of the breweries. 603 put out a whole high test barrel aged
Yeah.
Yeah.
beers recently. Those are all candidates for putting away in the cellar.
Yeah.
I saw Mike Fairbrother from Moonlight Meadery.
Yeah.
He just popped a 10-year-old or 15-year-old maybe.
Somebody was
on-
telling me that. A mead?
Yeah, no, a beer.
Oh.
He's got some meads that are in that age range as
Yeah.
well. Meads age really well as well.
Somebody was telling me about that
This
the
was
other day.
This was a beer that he was opening that he had from something like 15 years.
Wow. I would be so hesitant to try it. But yeah.
It's got alcohol in it.
I know. It's
not
still
bad.
good.
It's totally
Yeah.
good. You wouldn't be hesitant. You'd
I would do
you'd
it.
smell it and you go, yeah,
It's
gonna
good.
be
I'd be hesitant for half a second.
Yeah.
That's true.
No, it really is pretty amazing when you get to try something and you see how it's changed.
Yeah.
Especially after having drank one that's current
Yeah.
next to it. So.
That is true. That's cool.
We're hitting close to 6:30, so we've got time for last questions or last thoughts if there.
Any questions from the audience?
There
We seem pretty
haven't
quiet today.
been any. There definitely a few people are planning on taking a look next time they're in town. Gary's got a box of 70s albums that he's gonna have to dig through. And maybe give you a call.
All right, Karen.
Yeah. It sounds like Greg already went on your website and ordered a T-shirt.
Oh, he did?
So-
Thanks, Greg.
Greg. Yeah.
So yeah, got some new fans joining, so that's great. But no specific questions.
Well, that's good. This is why we're here. This is what it's all about.
Yeah.
We're all small businesses. We're all trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And
And
we've
we're all
been,
into experience, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people out there that are into experience, and all of us have found a way to enjoy our experience.
Yeah.
And provide that for everybody else.
Yep.
Yes.
I agree.
and we've been flying by the seat of our pants for 11 years. And quite frankly, we're still flying.
That's
by
how you do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's your passion, and that's what makes it authentic, and that's what people feel. I have found just pleasantly surprised that you can't explain it. People say "Oh, I love this place," and they're very kind and complimentary, and we don't. We just.
Number 4.
Nice sitting right there for his heart.
Yeah.
And so it's infectious. It drags it on. So if you're flipping through, going, check this out that I found.
Yeah.
Someone's going like, wow,
Right.
that must be really cool because you're usually really excited about it.
Yes.
That's exactly it.
It's really, it's great. And people want that. Because so much of what we get is just flat. It's just blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
There's nothing real.
No,
Right.
too
And
much.
so you want more of the blah, blah, blah because you're looking for something.
Yeah.
And then you go to a live show or you come to a place with real people doing stuff and you're like, that's what I want.
Yeah.
But I didn't know I wanted it
But you
until I
didn't know
came
it.
here.
Right. You
Now
don't
I think
know.
I really like it. Yeah, I know. I watch it in people's faces, and it's the best feeling.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
It is really.
So we are at an hour. It's hard to believe that an hour goes by that fast, but it has. A couple things before we go. First of all, if you're watching this, get over here.
Yeah.
It's totally worth
It's
it.
totally great.
And literally, if you're coming to see us at Hermit Woods, this 15 minutes away, and I think from most of you, this is probably on the way because a lot of people who come to see us are coming from down south or from Massachusetts. So on your way, you could get off at exit 20 and
Shoot over
take the back road into Meredith, and you go right by.
We go right up the street.
You
Like,
go right
you
by,
want.
yeah, and you could check out Wayfair and some of the other offerings that are new to Laconia. So,
Absolutely.
but definitely check this place out. It's worth it. They're doing some really fun stuff here. I'm excited to come back and just enjoy it. And when we're not doing a show, and I
Yeah.
can just listen to some music and
Yeah.
drink some beer.
We're going to bring in one of your old beers. I think you should volunteer one of those so we can
I'm
have an old
okay
beer
with
together.
Yeah, I guess. Bob's like, I guess I kind of need to now, don't I?
I always try to get booze out of him. He's good at holding on to it. And Chuck and I are really good at drinking.
That's my
That's not bad.
superhero strength. Is
Yep.
I'm
That's
good at
exactly
aging
the strength.
things.
I would have it. Mine would let me be like age it for 15 years. Be like, fuck, 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
All right.
So that's it for the show. I thank you guys so much for being willing to come open on a Monday and share your story with us. And if you let us know in advance when you're going to be there Sunday,
Yeah.
if I can be around, if I am around, I'll come up and say hello.
Absolutely.
And if I'm not around, even if I'm not, somebody at the shop should take you down and show you the operation.
Okay.
And so just give us a little notice, and we can give you a tour and show you and your birthday friend, the birthday girl
Sounds
around
good.
the shop. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
We're excited.
we'll look forward to coming back and enjoying your shop
Awesome.
on sometime in the near future. So
Well, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very
Thank
much.
you. so.
So she fades out.